Okay, so let's talk a bit about the filter. So let's make it clean and let's check it out. Really clean, so we can really hear it alone. Okay, let's make full modulation. So, you get the usual 2-pole and 4-pole filter. The 4-pole is kind of a bit different. It's not quite like a Moog filter, but the key difference is when you sweep the filter down, the actual resonance will be less prominent than a 2-pole. So actually you can check. Let's change. Of course, you got a volume loss because of the way it's designed. So I just added some kind of a volume compensation. If you wanna activate it, you can, but it will also change the relationship when you mix. So it will overdrive a bit easier if you want, if you got the volume compensation on. So let's make it. Okay, J2-pole. You hear in the bass, it's a bit fuller on the 4-pole. Of course, if you add the pre. You hear the drive. If you got conversation off, and just change the volume there. Okay, I change that. Of course, you get the band pass. Still can be cool. Let's point out some peculiar thing about the way the control is actually designed. In version number 1, the way the filter voltage was controlled was different. You have some option here for the filter control mode. So it says hardware here, or legacy. And the difference is in hardware, the typical OB-X or OB-Xtreme design is that you have some, let's say you have no modulation. All right, so let's make something basic, like so you got your frequency, which is the cutoff of the filter, and the range is actually limited. The factory setting doesn't quite goes to super low frequencies and goes quite high. But you have the modulation, the voltage is added to this actual frequency. So if you want to have the full range of the filter with this typical hardware design, you have to open it, and then you add the modulation and set the sustain to the max. Now you have it. So you can see it's a mix of voltages. If you change the sustain level, you will change the overall modulation. Okay. It's basically like if you're doing this. So, what is the difference? The difference is if you switch to the whole design, the legacy one. Now the thing is done differently. The modulation, which is controlled by the filter envelope, is multiplied on the cutoff frequency. So actually, you will modulate this value here. Let me show you. But if you change here, basically, this is multiplying no value, so you get almost no voltage on the VCF cutoff frequency. Okay, and just the bass. All right. Also, the voltage in this mode for the cutoff goes way down than the hardware setting. So keep that in mind. You can go way low with this setting and eventually use it. So, for example, if you want to drive it hard and do some kind of a nasty thing on the low hand. You hear this? Okay, so there is another setting which is quite important here. It's this one, the envelope and VCA type. So you got two settings. The default one is this one, the CEM 3310 envelope generator, going into a linear VCA. So what does that mean? Let me show you. On the original hardware, OB-X and OB-XA, you got this thing. It's a voltage controlled envelope generator. This chip is responsible for generating the envelope for the filter and for the volume, the amplitude. So what you got here is the way it behaves, and you can see the shape right there. It's kind of exponential voltage, and it's going into a linear VCA made of a CA 3080 chip. So you can see also here the way it's implemented in OB-Xtreme when you have the setting. So it's basically the same thing. You can see here the shape. I don't know if you can see. Okay, and you have the shape here. All right, so it's the same, but for version 1 of OB-Xtreme, I was going for something a bit different. The design was mainly based on the voice card design, so I didn't have to stick to the hardware at that time. So I have implemented the thing a bit differently. So when you switch to this setting, which says legacy EG into an exponential VCA, what you actually have is two VCAs. Let me show you. It's more something like this. Actually, there is two VCA in the circuit with this setting. What it means is, let me show you. Here you have the OB-X voice card schematic, and you can see oscillators going directly to the filter and then into a VCA controlled by the amplifier envelope. And there is no extra VCA in the circuit, and it's the same for the OB-XA. It's not there. It's, yeah, all right. OB-XA is the same concept. There is no extra VCA It's the output is here. But in version 1, there is an extra VCA going just before the filter. So what it does is it gives the overall thing more punch, but also changes the relationship in the sound, because you have a change of volume inside the mix before reaching the filter. So it's quite different. And also you got 2 VCA, so the shape is a bit more, you know, drastic. Okay, so you can have some extra punch. So I kept that as an option here. So version 1 preset can still be made, and also it's like an extra flavor if you want. So let me see if we can demonstrate. So you gotta experiment with that.